Incoming message from Admiral Liu.
Captain, for some time, Starfleet has been preparing a series of offensive strikes aimed at reclaiming the Alioth system and the rest of the Federation territory that the Cardassians have taken. With our victory here at Starbase 12, it is time to put that plan into action. Starfleet intelligence has located a number of Cardassian sensor posts situated along the battlefront. We have confirmation the 4 main sensor posts are located in the Poseidon, Arcturus, Gebel, and Ceres systems. These stations are able to monitor our movements and serve as an advance warning system. Any incursion into Cardassian-controlled space would be detected by these stations and readily intercepted. Therefore, it is imperative these sensor posts be destroyed before we conduct an offensive. Additionally, Starfleet intelligence has located a Cardassian resupply outpost in the Acela system. It provides support for the majority of Cardassian forces protecting the Alioth crash site. If we are to retake the system and rescue Commander Data, this station must be neutralized. When these objectives have been achieved, contact me for further instructions. Good luck, Captain.
Welcome back to Star Trek Bridge Commander, guys. And does anyone remember when we used to be explorers? No, me neither. Anyway, we are going to be heading towards the Alioth system to try and rescue Commander Data. Because, as you may remember from a few episodes ago, we left him behind on Alioth VI. But because he's Data and thus awesome, he's obviously going to have survived for this period of time. And we are going to hopefully go and get him back, because I'm going to steal him off the Enterprise and then pretend that Nemesis never happened. At least that's my idea of how things are going to go.
Course laid in.
Well, the strange thing being, I shouldn't be too much of a hypocrite, because I haven't seen Nemesis all the way through, just heard bad things, and to be honest, that's not where I want to be coming from.
Sir, there's a sensor post ahead. I'm picking up a Galore and a Keldon.
Yeah, going back to the Nemesis topic, I'm not actually sure what happened when it came out, to tell you the truth, because I went to see Insurrection immediately, and I obviously saw First Contact on multiple occasions, but yeah, for some reason never went to see Nemesis. And then I think by the time I was getting round to going and seeing it, just all the reviews had come in by the fact it was, the long line in a list, the latest in a long line of things that's our worst thing ever, and I ended up not seeing it in a cinema. I do have it on. I did get the DVD, but again, never really taken the time to watch it. But again, I'm not sure that time has dulled any of the negative press that film has got. And to be fair, I've seen bits and pieces of it which looked okay, but again, whether it's entirely plausible, the whole juxtaposition going on in there, it's really, I'm not too sure how much I'm a huge fan of it, but at least the ideas. But we'll save that for another time, and I suppose at some point I will watch through the whole thing and make my own decision. From my standpoint, Wrath of Khan and First Contact still stand out as the best two films by a fairly considerable margin. Voyage Home if you like comedy, but that was two and First Contact were definitely my favourites on that side. And we've got the Galore and Keldon down here. See how I covered all that up really quickly? It's almost professional. Still, let's take out this power plant. Now, one thing you can do, you can actually rush and take the sensor post down and then warp out. But if you do, the ships that are in the system follow you, and you can end up in an almost unwinnable fight. So my suggestion is just to clear everything and, whoop things that way, to tell you the truth. I want to conserve quantum torpedoes as much as I can, but, let's be expedient about this, shall we? Okay, I think that should do it. I think one volley into the power plant pretty much covers it. You can just fire phasers at it for the remainder of its health. Although I guess I'm going to finish it with quantum torpedoes, although this is probably a little bit of a waste, but never mind. With nothing else here, let's at least just get the sensor post destroyed, and then we can move on to the next one.
Sensor station destroyed, Captain.
So, 1 down, and I think 3 more to go. You think that they'd know what's happening, you know, it's like, we've got a Federation ship killing all our sensor posts. Oh, well, the Federation might be attacking then. Nope, don't figure it out.
Yellow alert.
Captain, I'm picking up a Federation distress call on all frequencies. It's the Geronimo.
To all Starfleet vessels, we've been ambushed in the Xi Intrades system and need immediate assistance. Our ship is meeting heavy resistance from Cardassian and Kessok ships. Please assist.
Well, tough luck. I guess I better go and save him, hadn't I?
Course laid in. Aye, Captain.
Just pull your ass out of the fire, McRae. I only request that this time you actually use quantum torpedoes rather than your crappy photon torpedoes. It's like, pull it together. Stop drinking.
Captain McRae is hailing us. On screen. Sir, we're going to hit.
Captain, are you a sight for sore eyes? We appear to have gotten ourselves into a right pickle. They've knocked out our warp engine. Would you kindly help me properly exterminate these pests?
Well, I mean, if you can't handle yourself against a galore and, you know, against 2 galores, then that's your problem. Because, I mean, to be honest, as long as you take out the Kessok, the 2 galores are no threat whatsoever. And once again, I'm going for the warp engines here to try and at least stay away from their top shield. Not always an option, but fortunately McRae is using quantum torpedoes, so between the pair of us, this is not going to be too difficult. I still want to break. I appear to be in my I want to break off warp nacelles mode. Do I get to break one off, or is the ship just going to die before? Yay, I broke one off. Oh no. Did I? I can't tell, but the ship's gone now, and now it's just 2 galores, so easy pickings, as the saying goes. However, once McRae's got his warp drive online, I will probably head back to Starbase 12, because that'll be where all the that will be where I can get a torpedo refill, and we can get McRae back on his feet. And it looks like I've taken some minor damage, so that'll be something that we can patch up while we're there. Like my power levels. Sovi does have... Sovi is a big drain on its power levels. Which is to be expected, really, because, you know, all those advanced systems have got to be run on something. God, the Geronimo's taking hull damage. It's like, come on, McRae, get moving here. But the Galore's got no shields left at this point, so this should do it. Well, if I could line it up anything like properly, it would have done it, but it looks like the Geronimo's going to have the... oh no, the Geronimo missed as well. We're really not doing well as far as this goes, but there we go, Galore's down, everything down, so let's get repaired and back to Starbase 12.
All stations, yellow alert.
The last enemy vessel has been destroyed. No other contacts on sensors.
Captain McRae is hailing us. On screen.
Impeccable work, Captain. You really pulled my arse out of the fire. My compliments to your fine crew. It takes a lot to get the upper hand on old Gregory McRae.
About 3 ships?
Aye, Commander, but I gave him hell all the same. No use dying foolishly. I prefer heroically, given the choice.
And much, much older.
I'll drink to that. Well, Captain, in light of your saving my buttocks, what do you say to my joining you? We've been ordered to join your task force to clear a path to the Alioth system. My warp drive is back online now. So lead on, good Captain. We're with you till the end.
Perhaps we should head back to Starbase 12 to rearm. The Geronimo could use some repairs as well.
Course
Captain,
laid
the
in.
Geronimo's shields are being steadily hit. They're losing integrity.
Aye, Captain.
Sensor post is ahead. I'm not reading any defenders.
Why would they leave the sensor post undefended?
This could be a trap.
Or excellent timing.
Message from the Geronimo. On screen.
Looks like nobody's home. Shall I attack the sensor post?
Sir, I'm detecting several objects decloaking.
Sending orders.
Captain,
They have acknowledged the
multiple
command.
torpedoes inbound. They're positrons. Kessok signature.
Red alert. I suggest evasive maneuvers, sir.
Transmitting your new orders, Captain. They have acknowledged the command.
Another volley of torpedoes incoming.
I'm guessing there are more of those cloaked torpedo launchers out there. Several more.
Can we detect them before they fire, Miguel?
Not likely, Commander. I recommend we finish our business here and leave.
Sir, more torpedoes.
Target hull integrity at 50%.
Another volley of
Hull
torpedoes
integrity at
incoming.
20%. Target's hull has been breached, Captain.
Captain, the sensor post has been destroyed.
Well, that was a little bit more interesting than we thought it could be. But anyway, let's get the hell out of here before any more positrons end up getting fired at us. And I've left this in just to have a chat. It appears that the Kessok have got some really interesting technology going on there. They have, you know, they've got cloaking devices, they have positron torpedoes, positron beam weapons which can do real damage. You notice that I only got hit by 2 positron torpedoes there and they almost collapsed my forward shields. So, you know, they're pretty seriously strong weapons. Now, as I said, obviously you can avoid them just by doing evasive maneuvers. I decided to tank them there just to show you what sort of damage that they can do if you let them hit you. So, you know, the Kessok, for a species which don't have the resources that the Federation do, in terms of, you know, how large their empire is, they've got some pretty seriously advanced technology. Just showing off something that you can do here, which is order your teammates to dock with the starbase, and that gives us a nice look at the Akira class Geronimo. And one of the fun things that you can do is that you can do that with pretty much any ship. So you can order a Romulan warbird to dock with the starbase, you can order a Klingon ship to do the same. And, you know, that'll get the Federation a decent look at their technology, if for nothing else, so it's definitely worth doing, at least I think so. So let's set a course for the next sensor post and see what we find once we get there. Hopefully not something as nasty as a load of Kessok positron torpedoes.
Captain, I'm reading 3 Galore-class vessels circling the sensor station.
Message from the Geronimo. On screen.
We're right with you, Sovereign.
Right with me? You're not even in the same system yet. Get your ass here. Anyway, it's just 3 Galores against me and McRae when he decides to get here. So I'm just going to go straight for the sensor post. Take out the power plant, and then I will deal with the Galores. Of course, really what you should do is do it the other way, because it's not like the sensor post is going anywhere. Ah, there we go. The Geronimo's finally decided to show up. I'm just telling her to protect me, so she'll drag one of the Galores off or something like that. Yeah. I wish there was a command that just said make yourself useful or something along those lines. Still, power plant is going down.
Target hull integrity at 50%.
And there it goes, so that's another sensor post down, and now let's just deal with these three. God, the Geronimo's got hull damage on it already.
Their left shield is draining, Captain.
Must have been a fluke hit. So you can actually do damage through shields with torpedoes, especially if the ship that you're attacking is heading towards you, you'll get shield penetration. So that must have been what happened under those circumstances, because usually a Galore wouldn't be able to get through the shields of an Akira class ship even remotely. But you never know, these things sometimes happen. Whoa! So I accuse McRae of being drunk, and my piloting skills really need some work. So I think what I'm probably going to do once my LP of Bridge Commander is done is I'll probably do some Star Trek Online videos just looking at some of the content that I haven't covered so far, maybe doing a few of the episode style missions, because I think that they're quite fun. It shows off some of the voice acting, etc. So I think that that'll definitely be worthwhile. Not going to do too much of the STF videos because I might do one or two to show off the STF if we haven't seen it before, or show off where it's been updated, but for the most part I don't want to just put like STF runs up because that gets boring really quickly. I might run it alongside a couple of other games. I think Elite Force 2 is one that's definitely in demand. One thing that I am as well, you know, if as much as I am a Star Trek fan, I am just as much of a history fan and strategy game fan, etc. So I will be doing some other games as well as Star Trek games, so look out for those. I was thinking of doing something on Company of Heroes or something along those lines. So there's plenty of things that I can get in along with, and what I might do with Star Trek Online and maybe with Star Trek Armada 3 as well is run them not as Let's Plays, but sort of videos that I will produce while doing other content. So I'll still do like one-off game Let's Plays, but I'll also do the occasional other video just to keep things, to keep things a little bit fresher. But anyway, that's all the Galores destroyed. I think. No, not quite yet. Geronimo didn't finish the job there. Okay. And we just jump cut because I don't think that you guys want to see me just constantly going backwards and forwards to Starbase 12, and I will be I will be doing some editing to edit that sort of stuff out, because at the end of the day these videos are long enough without you having to see all that.
Captain, I'm picking up a sensor post and one other contact.
It has the same energy signature as the Kessok vessels we fought off at Starbase 12, and I can't detect any life signs aboard. But that's where the similarities end. It's an entirely different configuration.
Judging by its size, I'd say this is some kind of heavy assault cruiser.
We'll soon find out. The Kessok ship has detected us and is powering her weapons.
Captain McRae is hailing us. On screen.
Whoa, that's a big ship. I'll set him up and you knock him down, Captain.
Initiating scan.
Meet the Kessok Heavy Cruiser. We've already seen the Light Cruiser. This is the heavy version. Now, the only advantage that you will have over the Kessok Heavy Cruiser is maneuverability. It has 4 forward positron beams that it can fire at the same time, which is an absolutely horrific amount of firepower for a ship to be able to bring to bear. It's not got a bad turning circle either, to tell you the truth, for a ship its size. And there you go, you can see all 4 positron weapons firing at once. You really don't want those on you for very long. You want to be here in its rear 3/4 if you can be. And like the light cruiser, it does have the weakness that its ventral shields are incredibly weak. So if you can get through to its ventral shields, you will be able to take it down. Now, fortunately, McCrae is distracting it, and the fact that we have 2 ships armed with quantum torpedoes against it mean that we're very much a favourite in this fight. The actual heavy, when it comes to the remainder of the... if you're in a one-on-one fight, you would have to be pretty... the Sovereign class ship can still handle one of these, but you have to be, you have to sort of know what you're doing, know what weak points to aim for, because just battering away at its top shield is a way to really quickly get yourself killed, especially if you just sit in its forward fire arc. But as usual, every ship that has a strength has a weakness, and the main Kessok weakness is that it has, it has no bottom shields, and it has a really sort of limited firing arc. However, look at how fast it's melting my portside shields there. That's what positron weaponry can do. So I'm quickly switching up my shields before it burns through them. I'm not targeting the right systems here either. I really should be targeting its repair system. I want to be able to collapse its shields, but there's not really any way that I can do that. But yeah, just the way it burned through my portside shields there, just with getting its 4 positron torpedoes locked on me. As you can see, it has... I don't know if they're its rear positron torpedoes, but... No, again, we're suffering from being underneath that ship. You really don't want to be under that ship. But... And there we go. Now I'm finally targeting the repair system. Often what can happen is that the Kessok ship can just simply cloak and repair itself, which is annoying, but we took out its shield generator as well, so now it's just time to finish the ship off, and we should be okay. Again, I'm getting in front of... Oh no, it must be its rear. You really don't want to do that, but looks like we managed to take it down after a pretty decent fight it put up there.
Yellow
The
alert.
Kessok ship has been destroyed, Captain.
Red alert.
Message from the Geronimo. On screen.
Ooh, the bigger they are, the harder they fall. We're closing in on the sensor post now.
Well, that's one way to put it. The other way to put it is that I'm going to leave you to fight it alone next time and see how well you get on, McCrae. But anyway, now it's just taking out the sensor post, and I believe this is the last one. So the next thing we should be doing is going into the Alioth system and trying to rescue data, or at least that's what we're aiming for.
Sensor post destroyed, Captain.
I've reported our progress to Admiral Liu. She's responding. On screen, Ensign.
Good work destroying the sensor posts. Now take out the resupply base so we can retrieve commander data. You out.
Course laid in.
Okay, so it'll be us and the Geronimo against a small Cardassian resupply base. So that'll be what we're aiming to do here. Shouldn't be too difficult.
Captain, I've located the resupply station on long-range sensors. It's in Acela 3.
With the Cardassian listening posts out of commission,
Course laid in.
it should be difficult, if not impossible, for them to detect our approach.
Well, that's the idea, except for the fact that, oh, I don't know, we've destroyed all their listening posts, so they really should have an idea about what's going on, you know. Cardassian military intelligence, supposedly one of the finest in the Alpha Quadrant, one of the most feared in the Alpha Quadrant, but I'm guessing that that doesn't really apply here, or at least that's what we're thinking about. So let's head to Acela 3, and then there's the resupply station. Interesting.
Captain, I have the station on scanners.
Threat assessment, Lieutenant?
3 Cardassian warships and 4 freighters docked with the station. In their current state of readiness, I'd say we caught them by surprise.
The docked ships appear to be unpowered, Captain.
If we move fast, we might be able to take them out before they can bring their drive systems online.
Looks like we caught him with our pants down, Sovereign. We're moving in.
Can you get a reading on what's in those freighters, Miguel?
Negative, Commander. They seem to have some kind of dampening field around their hull. Sensors are unable to penetrate.
If they go through that much trouble to hide it, then whatever they're carrying must be important.
Maybe we could disable one of the freighters.
Captain, the station is sending a narrow-beam subspace transmission. Sending orders. It looks like a distress call.
Ensign, try to jam their communications. The last thing we need are more Cardassian ships coming to the party.
Aye, Commander.
Yeah, we don't really want too many more Cardassian ships coming to the party because at the end of the day, we've got the Geronimo with us and that's it. But we're going to be able to take this station out really quickly. Its shields are down and, you know, we have quantum torpedoes going straight into the power plant.
He's right.
Oh no, is it, what, 3 galores or something? Unfortunately, my weapons aren't powering up as fast as I'd like. But, you know, again, we're miles out of the range of the station's weapons, so there's no real issue here. Yeah, there you go. Now I should get my weapons back online a lot quicker. Or at least my torpedoes online. One of the freighters is decoupling here, so would rather they didn't get out of here, but I don't know if there's something special about the freighters. I really don't. It's basically you have to. I think you have to stop at least 2 of them warping out. Otherwise, the next mission becomes a lot harder. I think that's how it goes. But I'm just concentrating on the station. In fact, there it goes.
Supply post has been destroyed, Captain.
I've reported our
Sir, their
progress to
aft shield
Admiral
is
Lou.
draining.
That freighter's
She's
going
responding.
nowhere now.
On screen, Ensign.
Excellent work, Captain. With the sensor stations and
Target hull
resupply
integrity
outposts
at
destroyed,
50%.
our plans to retake the Alioth system can proceed. Return to Starbase 12 to rearm and prepare for the final phase. You out.
Nah, actually what I'm going to do is totally disobey your orders and I'm going to kill more Cardassians because they've just annoyed me throughout this entire game. And yeah, to be honest, just as a race they annoy me. They're just arrogant and aggressive. And unnecessarily so for the most part because they don't have the... You know, they are the classic dog that can't back up its bark. And they've got an entire culture devoted to their military, and yet they're, what are we talking about, 15, 20 years behind the Federation in terms of weapon technology and mobilization, something like that. And the only thing which makes them a threat is the fact that they're basically, you know, they're willing to go to any personal lengths. So, you know, the whole genocide on Bajor and everything else like that, that's what makes them, you know, a threat, is that they're completely ruthless. It's not really their technology. So exterminating them isn't so bad on this front. And yes, I'm joking. Don't make it think that I don't let anyone think that I'm supporting wiping races out or anything like that. I know how people can be sensitive on YouTube. But, you know, the Cardassians, just as a race, have almost no redeeming features. And that's basically the way they're portrayed. And you can't really argue with that. Although I did like Ducat as a villain and Garrick as well. So individually they can be deep people, but as a people, no. Anyway, off to Starbase 12, where we're going to rearm, repair and get our orders for the attack on Alioth. See you next time.